Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are going to do something fun today, which is we're going to change up the government and we're going to maybe enact a law or two. So what can we get? I could try and get rid of serfdom. That would be an interesting idea. That would be hard. I would need to do a lot. I think we'll try for something a little bit more modest. What do I mean, obviously I would love to have police force, but here's the thing. I'm going to hold on enacting a police force until I feel certain that I can follow it up with quashing serfdom. So who wants to get rid of serfdom? Who wants to go into homesteading? The rural folk, the literati, and the industrialists. Interesting. So I go to this. On the other hand, I could do tenant farmers, and that would be the same group of people. Obviously, the trade unionists want it, but they're not going to actually help make it happen. I could go to tenant farmers with no real resistance from the scholar officials, which would be interesting. I think I might try that. So, ideally I want the literati and the rural folk in the government, so let's see if I can handle that. It's legitimate. Alright, because they're all authoritarians. Let's give it a shot. This is gonna spike standard of living. Again, I would love to go all the way here. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make that happen. Stall chance is way too high because it's gonna make the scholar officials actually mad. But this one, I think we can live with. So, let's get started. Another exile from Spain. Interesting. Alright, so they've deactivated Noblesse Oblige. That doesn't... Noblesse Oblige isn't that good, right? Oh, it's investment pool. Well, that's a shame, but it is what it is. Ooh, Lanfang's got gold mines. I think I'm going to build gold mines in Lanfang. That just seems sensible. I'm going to queue it in, at least. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to queue in 2 so that Lanfang can build what they need to build. Austria is good. Prussia is good. France is good. Great Britain is good for now. Relations with them are improving. Same with Portugal. This is Chiang Mai. I did improve relations with Luang Prabang, right? Yes, I did. I surely did. Alright. And Siam, do we still have a truce with them? We do, for another 2 years. Alright, that is fine. Had a lot of fluctuations in standard of living. Can't decrease autonomy of Luang Prabang. So let's take a second to look at that. Sort by subject type, as always. I have 1 tributary and a bunch of vassals. All the vassals are below 65, so let's go ahead and do it. Kaboom. Oh, that's right. Alright. So that is good to go. And Emancipators, the debate event. A group of influential literati, led by Zhang Ye, are petitioning for a rapid abolition of serfdom. I could wax lyrical about the moral virtues of emancipation all day, and with good reason, but the simple truth of the matter is that serfdom is inefficient. It is economically ruinous, an obstacle to the rightful progression of our nation, both in industry and society. Serfs who work the fields will be better put to use in factories, where they can be gainfully employed and individually and properly industrious. They make an excellent case, 10% enactment chance, or such an inspiring speaker, 33% chance of 30% enactment chance, 66% chance of minus 10% enactment chance. And he gets a big popularity boost. I'm going to go with the sure thing. 10% enactment chance is good. Getting up to 25% is fine. We unlocked colonization. That's just fine. Ooh, what's happening in the Dutch East Indies? Netherlands is going after... I mean, it was the Dutch East Indies originally, but now it's the Netherlands. They're going after Brunei. To steal it. To just steal the whole country. Who else is leaning a direction? Prussia is leaning towards the Netherlands. That would be interesting. I sure wouldn't love to fight the Prussians. I don't have any ability to invade the Netherlands, not with the armies that I've currently got. And they're unfortunately the ones that I need to bring in, because I'm not going to be able to bring Lan Fang with me necessarily, I don't think. I might be able to, though. Got a very similar flag. I could get another subject, because that's the thing. I would love to get a tributary over Brunei. That would make me very, very happy. Just looking at some other options here. You know what? I will ask for subjugation. Alright. So, time to send an army. I'm going to send my good army. My best army. The one with all the skirmish infantry. To Brunei. And then I'm going to mobilize a couple more armies. My big ones. Just to be ready. In case things go down. Where are my fleets at? Prussia sides of the Netherlands. Alright, I don't love that, but it is what it is. That's okay. I only need to hold them. I don't need to actually fight. I'm going to not mobilize the rest of my armies. I don't think I need to at present. But one thing I do need to do is I think I need to increase the size of these fleets. Let's go with 25. Let's bring them up to 30. So what is that going to look like? That's going to look like... Let me see, I usually do 12 and 8, so maybe 22 and... Or no. We'll do 18 and 12. Oh. That's my max. So that's up to 18. And then 10 more man-o-wars. Put them in Beijing. And maybe we'll do the same for the other fleet. Or maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just focus on building up the Bohai Gulf fleet for now. And we'll do that. So, let's throw those in at the top of the build queue, just to make things as reasonable as possible. Got some barracks in the queue. Oh, right, I'm doing artillery. Well, that's more urgent than it was before anyway. So, I still want to finish out these two universities, and then that stuff will get built as time goes by. Dutch East Indies, damaging relations. Well, why don't you stop damaging relations then? You fool? You goober? I say, as though that's a reasonable thing to say. However, I am purchasing a lot of my ammunition from Prussia right now. So, let's go ahead and see where else we can get ammo from. We can get some from... Well, we're not going to be able to get it from Prussia long, but we will be, again, more in a moment. We're getting some from the French as well. We'll see how that goes. Delicious water. Everyone loves water. Ooh, I have an earning recognition progress bar. So this was implemented, I think, after the last time we were an unrecognized power. So let's take a look at this. The status of the progress bar will advance or retreat based on certain conditions. The progress bar reaching 200 will result in Great Qing becoming a recognized power. For too long has Great Qing been denied proper diplomatic recognition by the so-called civilized nations of the world, leaving us vulnerable to their advances and without the ability to properly exercise our own sovereign rights. We should do our utmost to rectify this situation and claim a seat for ourselves at their table as equals, respected equals. So, advance, enforcing a war goal on a major power or above. I'm not going to be doing that. Having a GDP per capita in the top 20, having a standard of living in the top 20, having a literacy rate above 40%, having voting rights, and requesting an embassy in another country, in a major. Let's go ahead and mobilize the rest of the armies. It'll retreat if we have a war goal enforced on us, have a GDP per capita below the top 50, have a standard of living below the top 50, have a literacy rate below 20%, have not abolished slavery, or have serfdom, traditionalism, or outlawed dissent. So, it's going to be a long time because we're in a lot of these conditions. Our GDP per capita is 226, and that's very low. Let me see, is there something else per capita? Our standard of living is also pretty far near the rear. So, we got a long way to go on that. But that is what it is. We seem to have developed a few... Okay, yes, because we're building up the mobilize. Beautiful. 2 arms. Backroom dealings exposed. A stall event. Prominent leaders of the scholar officials, outspoken supporters of tenant farmers, and close allies of Huang Li have been exposed in a corruption scandal, having exchanged political favors for personal gifts. One aide was all it took, one boy squeezing acne from his face in the right place at the right time, to overhear the howling laughter, smell the rich tobacco blend, and spot Huang Li's new golden cufflinks. One honest fellow's word to the right ears, and it was all uncovered. So, such is the nature of politics, minus 15% enactment chance. He gets minus 50 popularity, or throw them to the wolves who must clean up this mess. Minus 10% enactment chance, minus 5% bureaucracy for 5 years. Or we can derive some benefit by participating ourselves, minus 10% enactment time, 1 setback, minus 2% bureaucracy. I'm going to throw them to the wolves. Yep, that's going to cost me 550 bureaucracy, but that's okay. I can build up more bureaucracy. I am costing myself money, and I'll be costing myself money building up bureaucracy, but it's going to be worth it. It doesn't cost me as much money to build up bureaucracy as it would in other circumstances because I'm playing as a country with massive taxation capacity shortages. So we'll just go ahead and queue in a bunch of government buildings. We'll put them at the bottom of the naval stuff that we're currently building. And that should sort out our finances within a reasonable timeline. So, now that our armies are mobilized, let's go ahead and have ourselves a little naval invasion. Our smallest army is the Yungui Green Standard Army. So, let's just start hitting isolated locations. And our other fleet can hit other locations as well. Where is our other fleet? This is the Bohai Gulf fleet. This is the Guangdong fleet. Where are they? They're over here. Alright, and you can grab the Bordered Red Banner Army and hit the Kalebas. Where's the Bordered Red Banner? Here they are. And we're just going to steal what we can. Obviously, cash flow is pretty bad right now, but that's okay. It's just because of our bureaucracy shortage. That's all it is. In fact, I think that bureaucracy situation might actually be more important than the naval bases. So, I'm going to throw the government admins up before the naval bases. Obviously, the barracks need to continue to get done first, but that'll be good. And we got flooding. That's okay, though. Well, they actually do have units in these areas. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Are these all 1 HQ? I think they might be. Okay, if we have another lost battle on each of these, we'll cancel these naval invasions. I want to see... First Fur Pop is moving to the Philippine Mindanao. Oh, man. You're going to build up a ton of IT infrastructure there. You going to have more battles? Sir? Sir? Okay, here's one. Nope. Alright, that battle's going to be a loss. Alright, so I need to go in with a better army. That's okay. That's okay. These things happen. My financial situation is improving as I build these government admins, so I'm feeling very pleased about that. Hopefully I won't have a situation where I'm choking trade due to not having any enough bureaucracy. Dissenters break ranks. Gosh darn it. To outside observers, the scholar officials may appear firmly committed to the idea of tent farmers, but behind this facade of unity, discord has long festered. Now, a clique of dissenters have finally had enough and have officially broken with their fellow members over the issue of the reform. For how long have we stood together? How many times have we lent a willing hand your way? Yet our own concerns are left unanswered, our own desires left unmet. If we shall not be heard here, we shall be so elsewhere. Splitters, may the devil take them. Minus 15% enactment chance. So that's one setback officially, but weaker scholar officials, which is good. Loosen our purse strings, we can lure some of them back. 16k a week in government expenses, and they're slightly weaker. Or offer them custodianship over a new draft. Increase enactment time, increase enactment chance by 5%. Scholar officials reduced strength. I'm going to take a step back to weaken the scholar officials. I think that's just reasonable. I don't love doing this, but it is what it is. It'll reset back to about 14% to where we are now. Well, it's a lot of money. I'm going to take the hit. Weaker scholar officials is a good thing for this. That will improve the long-term prospects of what we're currently working with. All right, so these battles are not successful. So just go ahead and cancel this naval invasion. And this one as well. And those armies will go where they will for now. Legislative failures event. Alright. So that gives us one setback. I'm going to put our fleets where we can go after the enemy fleets. This is what I want to be doing. Ooh, I can get a literati guy. He's got shell shock, which is terrible, but that's okay. We'll have him raid convoys. We'll do some convoy raiding. And we'll do a little convoy raiding here as well. We'll head to the other sea nodes. This ended up playing out a little differently than I was expecting. Let's try another naval invasion once these naval bases are built. Might be able to invade at the tip of the country up here and move downward, and that might work. Oh, interesting. I've put myself in a little bit of a difficult situation because they can't capitulate while I'm participating, but I don't think I've got war support protection on this. Oh, no, I do. Yes, because we're holding North Borneo. Okay, never mind. Oh, I shouldn't have mobilized all these armies. That's okay. I can demobilize them, but I don't want to right now. I want to do a little more, because I think I can accomplish a little bit more with this in this war. I think I can get these navies built up a little better, to the point where I can actually do things with them that I could like actually do a proper naval invasion, and I think that would be delightful. I would be delighted by that. I did get one step of progress towards enacting tenant farmers, which I'm very pleased about. I'm hoping that that continues. This army has been properly built up now. I think I want to actually increase the size of the Bohai Gulf Navy further. Another 10 each, because I would like to be able to do proper naval invasions with my best army, because that's how you win wars that are overseas. So I think that's what we're gonna do, and that's gonna give us a lot more punching capability later on. Now the question I need to ask myself is, do I have the ability to produce enough ships for that? I think the answer is yes, but let's increase the size of the naval dockyard facilities nonetheless, because I'm increasing my ship needs quite significantly at this point. Goldfields depleted. The rich mineral deposits in northern Heilongjiang have been drained. Mines are being shuttered, and all the prospectors who moved in are beginning to drift away in search of the next big strike. Alluvial gold dried up. Miners go home. River dried up due to miner activity. Shafts condemned as threat to life. Enter at own peril. Trespassers will be shot. Survivors will be shot again. Unfortunate. But this does mean more gold mine capacity. And those gold mines are hiring now, which is very good. I've got a little bit of authority to play with. I could increase extraction here, but let's hold that thought. Let me take a quick look at the market and see how we're doing for man-o-wars. We're not doing as well as we could. An anti-Russian association consisting of the literati, the industrialists, and the rural folk. Purchasing Emancipation, a stall event. The scholar officials refuse to give up their serfs without adequate compensation. Their significant political influence makes this a difficult demand to refuse. We've relied on serf labor for generations. You cannot simply ask us to release them without compensation. How are we to keep our estates profitable? How are we to maintain the standards of living we're accustomed to? Our relative poverty would make us the laughingstock of the Qing aristocracy. The state will make up the cost. Oh, a huge hit for bureaucracy, but 10% increase in enactment chance. Serfs must purchase their own emancipation. -2 standard of living for the whole period of enactment. And 10% and 100% radicals from political movements. That hurts, but 10% advance chance. Or, you cannot own a human being. 10% of aristocrat pops become more radical. -10% enactment chance. -20% enactment time. Or plus 20% enactment time, but we get an entire phase straight out the gate. I can't afford to drop down to 5%. I'm going to have to take the bureaucracy hit. Because I can't reduce the standard of living for the lower strata. That would mean mass radicalization. But that might not necessarily be bad. A lot of radicals means a stronger peasant movement. I'm not exactly hurting for labor. I am China. Our population is the largest in the world. I can't believe I'm actually considering this, but I think it makes sense. Serfs must purchase their own emancipation. Kablam. 10%. Again, I didn't get an entire phase, but I'm at 25% success chance now. I think I'm actually going to increase the size of the military shipyards by one more. I'm going to build a second one in eastern Guangdong, because splitting up the locations of naval shipyards tends to be the best call. So how long is this going to take? It's going to take a while. We'll put this one at the bottom of the naval bases. Spain sides with Sulu about something. Unbelievable. Mr. Sulu, how could you do this? I guess they're puppets or something. Alright, so the Bohai Gulf fleet is slowly getting bigger. Let's move one of our larger armies to Brunei. Just so that there's sufficient defense forces. Hey, you. Stop it. Get out of there. Yep. Alright, so that's dropped a giant... That's caused a giant decrease in standard of living. Huge spike in radicalization. Stronger peasant movement supporting my reform. Stronger peasant movement supporting my reform. Maybe just a little bit. No? Not even a huge thing? Ooh, this is very good. Yes, haha, yes. Sickos love mechanical tools. Alright. So, sulfite piping for paper mills is going to be of critical importance for the long term. We'll also need to build some steel mills, but do we have... So the question now, sulfite piping costs 10 sulfur per paper mill. I've got 56 paper mills, so that's going to take me 560 sulfur. Have I got any sulfur mines? Answer appears to be no. So, sulfur mines, where can I put them? I've got a lot of different places I can put them. Plenty of labor available in Hunan, plenty available in Xi'an, plenty available in Sichuan. Let me see. If it's 40 per mine, right? For mines, when I got the Atmo pump engine, which I do, yes. So if I need 560, that means I'm going to need 14 sulfur mines. So we'll split them evenly between Hunan and Sichuan. Fushangji retires. And now there's a jingoist leading up the petit bourgeois. Crooked connections. Frustrated with the lengthy legal process surrounding tenant farmers, Huang Li, the scholar officials, have approached us with an offer to expedite the process, utilizing his personal connections within the state apparatus. A few words in the right ears are all I'm asking for. Everything within the bounds of the law, of course, although I can't guarantee our opponents in this matter will view such actions with much glee. Grant him permission, time is of the essence. Reduce enactment time, rural folk unhappy. Or no, we do this by the book or not at all, increase enactment time. Well, I'm completely happy with the rural folk being unhappy because they're extremely loyal, so grant him permission, time is of the essence. And the rural folk being a little unhappy about this is not even really on my radar at this time. Because we're in the midst of a war. Hey, we unlocked Bessemer process. That's fun. What are we currently researching now? Right. Intensive agriculture. Oh man, that's going to take a long time. I've once again put the universities off to one side. Universities that I was planning on building, they're off to one side. Hey, can you shoot at that other fleet, please? Oh, you only have the one guy. Put you on interception. There we go. Bracka, 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 bracka. Get him! Nice. So once these naval bases get built and our fleets are back to where they need to be, and our fleets are as maxed out as they can get, the Bohai Gulf fleet has gotten more ships in it. We'll try launching another naval invasion using our best army, and we'll see if we can actually do a proper landing and deal some damage to the enemy, because I think that's going to be an important plan. Peasantry rebranded, a stall event. A clash of thought has erupted in Beijing. Rural firebrands have criticized the tenant farmer's law for supporting a master-servant relationship with the scholar officials. We work too much for that, madam. All I'm saying is that if I wanted a woman to take all I work for, chain me to a bed, and make me call her mistress, I'd rather actually owe her money first. Well, the nearest bordello is 3 towns away. Oh, I was thinking of a marriage dowry. Perhaps a revision is in order. Scholar officials very unhappy, minus 5% enactment chance. People work for what they're worth. Rural folk very unhappy, minus 5% enactment chance. Or concessions must not avert the revolution. 5% of lower stardom pops more radical, minus 10% enactment chance. Once again, I'm going to piss off the rural folk because they're getting what they want here. I'm still at 22%, so it's a good solid chance. Obviously, this war is not going to plan as I would like. How's Prussian war support, though? Because I feel like that's the primary thing. Well, it's not going down very fast, but Dutch war support is going down faster. And my war support and Brunei's war support are both just fine. I'm actually going to improve relations with Brunei. And I'm going to reduce their subject payments, because it's so little money in actuality. Like, just in terms of the quantity of money and how much it impacts the economy, it's so little to me and so much to them that I think it's just reasonable. I need a cannon foundry. I've made some errors in how I've chosen to conduct this war. But that's okay. We're at 29 strength. 29 navies. And the navies are increasing in strength all the time, right? Ideally, we're going to get up to, I think, 45. Well, actually, more than that. I think we got 9 more frigates, that's up to 28. And men of wars, that's up to, like, 26 or something like that. Okay, 10% more enactment chance. That's good. As soon as I started building a foundry, I stopped needing to be building a cannon foundry, but it'll be nice to have ourselves a cannon foundry, and there'll be more cannon foundries over time. So, my only hope is that we can actually get these fleets properly filled as soon as I can. This number is not going as bad as I had feared. Although again, all those radicals I was hoping would lead to a large and angry peasant movement, but it doesn't seem to have gone that way, which is a bit of a shame in my humble opinion, just because I was really looking to a peasant movement to help me enact tenant farmers. We're sinking enemy convoys, which is productive on the whole. I don't know how long it's going to take for this fleet. Fleets always take forever to regenerate. Maybe I'll just land. What do these armies look like? They don't have any skirmish infantry. So I might actually be outmatching them on strength with my army, so I might be able to go in with a little bit of a disadvantage. But I wanna wait as long as I need to for these naval bases to get properly employed. Failure. That's okay. It shouldn't be too long. Let's increase army wages. That's going to help these places higher. Hopefully, at least. Because again, this takes forever, and I don't have any training methods available, so I'm going real slow. These naval bases are full. These naval bases are full. It's just the ones in eastern Guangdong that are taking a long time to hire. Let's take a shot at it. Let's grab our Minje Green Standard Army and take a shot at an invasion. It's only going to be minus 36%. I'm not sure they're over here, but if they are, then we'll see what happens. Now we have a shortage of ammo, which is suboptimal, but it is what it is. Okay, numbers are getting better. Days of Darkness. An eruption of unprecedented records has utterly destroyed the lives of many Dutch East Indies in the state of West Java. The explosion of Krakatoa could be heard from hundreds of miles away, and everything that had the ill fate of surrounding the islands was immediately devastated. And the day was made night, those enormous waterfalls of fire cascading down the mountainside. A black cloud, gargantuan, all the birds having long abandoned this field. Years from now I will sit by the fireplace, and that light will disturb me no more. We shall help with all we have, cost 16k in government expenses. Improves relations toward Dutch East Indies by 30. Or nature is a capricious creature, decays relations, gives us 5 infamy. I'm okay with the 5 infamy. I can't afford to spend the money. Knights of Waves. Waves taller than chimneys have ravaged the state of eastern Guangdong. A terrible consequence of the volcanic eruption. I will never forget that silence. There are no words to describe this tragedy. Wow! Look at all that devastation. Ouch. It's going to have some effects on the economy. I'm still losing. Gosh darn. Still, I can afford to take casualties. I can afford to take the casualties a lot more than they can. So, I'm hoping this puts us in the right direction. Positive outcome in debates. Feeling pretty good about that. Liberal revolt in Sulu. All right. So the Sulu Eternal Revolt event chain is already kicking off. Let's also try landing a second smaller fleet and see smaller army, and we'll see if that is able to do what is necessary. In any case, though, that is all the time I've got for this episode. I've had a great deal of fun tonight. I hope you all have as well. And I will see you all on the other side.